For our market segment this morning, we're here at Berry Hall, downtown Fargo, at the Commodity Trading Room, where the North Dakota Soybean Council has brought a group of farmers in from across North Dakota to learn some basic tools for marketing soybeans.
About a semester's worth of ag econ in 2 days. It's been a full agenda for the folks that attended, and it's our soybean trading and risk management seminar, and it's our third year of offering the program here at NDSU in the Commodity Trade Room.
We've spent a lot of time over the last couple of days talking about basis levels and the interaction between the futures market and the cash market and what all that means and how you use that information then to try and make better decisions.
Farmers are focused on prices, so they're looking for any way that they can create some savings, whether it's through seed, whether it's through inputs, whether it's through smarter marketing. They're looking for opportunities to save a dollar. So we're definitely focused on that and helping them do that.
Reducing input costs very important in a year where market prices are to the downside.
You know, right now I think the markets are really kind of in a holding pattern. I mean, unless there's something really unexpected either on the political side or on the weather side, I think we're really in a holding pattern until we get the planting intentions report at the end of the month. And I know there's a lot of the market traders are really anticipating those numbers, trying to get inside the farmers' heads and figure out, okay, what are your intentions right now for planting? And I think the big number that everybody's going to be watching for is the soybean number. How many acres of soybeans are we going to have next year? When I look at least some of the initial forecasts from some of the private analysts, the range in the corn plantings is relatively narrow. Everybody kind of has the same number in mind.
Which is?
You know, that 89 number seems to be a common one, plus or minus about 1 million acres. So the range on that one from private guys is pretty tight. But the range on the soybean number is relatively wide. We have everything from the USDA forecast that came out earlier to, which is basically flat, you know, essentially a small cutback in acreage from last year, to one of the private analysts which is again about an 80 million acre number all the way up to almost an 88 million acre number. So the range on the private analysts is very, very wide this year. And again, there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of expectations about what that means.
Farmers would have loved to have sold the crop that isn't even planted yet last year.
Yeah, there's always a woulda, coulda, shoulda moment, right? Marketing, looking backwards, marketing is really simple. Looking forward, marketing is very, very difficult. When we were looking at kind of the expectations out of South America in December, January timeframe, there was still a lot of uncertainty about how big that crop was going to be. And obviously, if those two countries, in particular Brazil, would have had some production problems, had lower yields, we'd be looking at very, very different prices today.
So with the corn-bean dilemma going on, should especially North Dakota producers think about more wheat or barley, or?
The amount of acres that's kind of undecided is much larger than normal. I've been getting a lot of phone calls about some of the smaller market crops, the crops we haven't grown in quite a while. I think it's important that farmers take a look at those, but if they're going to actually jump in, to be asking a lot of questions, because the market conditions in some of those crops have changed significantly in the last couple of years. So just ask a lot of questions, make sure that you know what the buyer's expecting from a quality standpoint.
The group here, Tuesday and Wednesday, sponsored by the North Dakota Soybean Council. North Dakota Corn Growers and Corn Utilization Council had a group in Thursday and continued today. From the Commodity Trading Room at Berry Hall, I'm Mick Kerr, Valley News Live. We'll have an update on the forecast and a preview of what's coming up next on the Valley Today right after this.